What the hell is going on?
The cable news network used to break news, but this year they're breaking records, losing nearly 70% of their viewers since Trump left office. And no wonder. They're still obsessed with Donald Trump. Trump's Lemon's still a loser. And Chris Cuomo is still helping Big Brother cover up scandals. Speaking truth to power? Hardly.
The coverage of Biden is going to be equally rigorous.
Instead,
how did he stack up?
But it's a fact that he's much better than Trump.
He has the winning picture. He is overproducing.
This is exactly what we need right now.
You know, I'm more of a conspiracy theorist than you, Jake. So
what Joe Biden just did gave us some hope, some realistic hope.
For the president to come and say, I see you, I hear you, I feel your pain. It's a cathartic moment.
Of course, everybody understands that Operation Warp Speed happened under Joe Biden.
Wow. We didn't get into this business to fact check. In our end of the year celebration of all the lies we've had to fact check this year.
So if you're looking for hard news on rising inflation, hacked pipelines, and dreadful job reports, or hard-hitting fact checks on Biden's radical new plan to make things worse, change the channel. Everyone else has. Tell CNN, cover the news, and stop cheerleading for liberal politicians.
I've done some dumb things, and I'll do dumb things again.
Joe Biden is not playing with a full deck. This is not somebody you could have as your president.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been dumb.
Joe Biden is a dummy.
Here at home, the Supreme Court blocking the Biden administration from ending a controversial Trump era immigration rule. The so-called Remain in Mexico policy forces migrants to stay in Mexico as they await immigration court dates here in the U.S. The White House argued that reviving the program would, quote, result in irreparable harm.
Tonight, the Supreme Court ruling on the Dreamers, blocking President Trump's plan to end the program that protects nearly 650,000 young immigrants who came to America as children. It was a blow to the president. Ending DACA was a top campaign promise, and it was the second time this week the High Court has ruled against him.
Surprising Supreme Court ruling against the Trump administration.
The Supreme Court dealt a blow to the Trump administration, ruling against its attempts to end the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, or DACA.
We actually got some good news because this morning the Supreme Court ruled against Trump's attempt to end DACA, a win for undocumented dreamers brought to the U.S. as children. Well, of course Trump doesn't care about immigrants brought to the U.S. as children. He barely cares about immigrants brought to the U.S. as wives.
Oh, that was your mother!
The Biden administration is reinstating the Trump-era Remain in Mexico policy. This comes after the Supreme Court found the administration's suspension of the program violated federal law.
This is not only a significant judicial setback for the Biden administration, just one of several in recent days.
Yeah, the Supreme Court made a major decision today to stop President Donald Trump from canceling the DACA program that was started under the Obama administration just 8 years ago. Now, Jessica, this means over 500,000 recipients known as Dreamers will now be able to stay and work in the country legally, at least for now.
It decided that the rescission of DACA must be erased. That was something that the Trump administration tried to do, rescind DACA. The Supreme Court saying the Trump administration cannot do that, saying that the Department Department of Homeland Security was arbitrary and capricious in its decision.
Looks like the Trump administration's attempts thus far to rescind DACA, which affects 700 to 800,000 estimated people who were brought to the country as children illegally. They have been given protections against deportation, ability to work here in the States with some type of legal protection, but not the status of citizenship.
Finding that the Trump administration's termination of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA program, was arbitrary and capricious and contrary to federal administrative law. This is a major victory for immigrant advocates and DACA recipients. So this is a setback for the Biden administration and its attempt to overhaul immigration and customs enforcement. This is a major victory for immigrant advocates and DACA recipients.
Well, Nora, it was another loss for the president in this newly conservative court. Today's ruling was narrow, but for DACA recipients, it was momentous.
Good evening, everyone. A stunning blow to President Trump today and a victory for undocumented immigrants known as Dreamers. The U.S. Supreme Court blocking the president from shutting down the program that has shielded hundreds of thousands of young people brought here as children from deportation. It's a second court ruling this week to be celebrated on the left and brought a sharp response from the president.
A federal judge in Texas blocks guidance limiting who Immigration and Customs Enforcement should arrest and deport from the U.S. The Biden administration put those rules in place back in January, but Texas and Missouri challenged them. Well, the judge agreed with the states, calling the memoranda arbitrary and capricious.
It's the second surprising ruling this week from a conservative Supreme Court, a big blow to President Trump, and a huge victory for young people in the DACA program.
I'm old enough to remember months ago when the conservative court had an expansive view of presidential power, and we saw that in many decisions about Trump administration policies. Now this, what happened?
It was the first major confrontation between the Biden administration and the Roberts Supreme Court, and it's not off to a good start.
I am your voice.
Trump was not pleased with this decision, or the one on Monday that said employers cannot fire people just because they're LGBTQ. He tweeted,
"These horrible and politically charged decisions coming out of the Supreme Court are shotgun blasts into the face of people that are proud to call themselves Republicans or conservatives. We need more justices or we will lose our Second Amendment and everything else."
Vote Trump 2020. So essentially, your argument is that this is as bad as getting shot in the face, and aren't guns great? We should keep a lot of them. He went on to tweet, "Do you get the impression that the Supreme Court doesn't like me?" Yes, I do. They wear black robes, and some of your fans have been known to wear the white ones.
Ku Klux Slam! Where does he find the courage?
Fuck you. I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you.
Donald Trump has been sworn in as President of the United States.
Trump, you truly are a great leader, and you have earned my vote.